Welcome back to the next episode of Offworld Beyond. I am your host today, Siege, Kieran. I'm the community manager on Squad. And today with me, we have Peter, PMO.
Hey, I'm Peter Maurice, AKA PMO, or O_PMO if you want to be totally legit with it. I'm the executive producer for Squad. And I found out today that his actual call sign is Siege.
Yeah.
The best gamer ever in Squad.
Oh, stop.
Apparently.
Make me blush.
No, I'm actually trolling you.
I know you are. Yeah, no, people will...
Oh, you're pretty good. You're better than me. Like, that doesn't take a lot, to be honest with you, but yeah.
There are plenty of clips and stuff of the community feeling like I should be better.
You're an easy target, though, because you're out in the community everywhere. Everybody knows who you are, right? So, obviously, I think they're just doing it in jest, to be honest with you.
Hopefully. I mean, I have been playing since 2019.
What? 6 years? I take everything back.
Yeah, I
need to be better.
but yeah, no, so I'm the community manager for Squad. I have been here for, oh gosh, it must be coming close on 2 years at this point. No, just over a year and a half.
So you've been playing a long time before you came to work here.
You want to know a fun fact?
Sure.
I applied for Offworld 3 times.
Yes.
Before I got the job.
Third time's charm.
Third time's a charm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that you played along before you came here, that speaks volumes about your credibility, actually.
Squad was a really fun game. I mean, I play a lot of first-person shooter games. I come from, I was an alpha tester for Escape from Tarkov. So, since 2017, I've been playing that game.
I've never played it because it intimidates me too much.
Oh, it's very intimidating.
Yes, I don't like wipes. Like, they have a wipe system. And nothing against it. The game's super successful, but yeah.
Yeah, it feels a bit weird whenever you do lose all your progress.
Yeah, I'm too old to work that much and then lose it all.
Yeah,
I just feel like, wait, what?
I agree with you these days.
Yeah, I love Squad, man. I can play as much as I want. It's it's all about the fun, right? The moment to moment.
Absolutely. So yeah, we've been changing things up inside the Squad team recently, and I think that's kind of part of the reason for this episode. We wanted to have you on to ask you some questions about what's going to happen with Squad as we go forward. And I guess the first place I wanted to start with you was, I mean, you're our new project lead. You're the executive producer for Squad, but that is a new role for you.
Yeah, new role, absolutely, here in Offworld, and I guess de facto project lead, because that role has not been adjusted yet. We are in the search for some talent to come in and support Squad team at the senior production level for sure. But it's a brand new role at studio. Previously led the development and continue to lead development for Starship Troopers Extermination, another title that had its birthing within Squad. Right. It was fantastic.
It was a mod, right?
Yeah, it was originally the idea generation was...
What was it called?
It was a mod, and it was kind of presented that way to Sony Pictures as an opportunity. And then obviously a team was spun off, and it grew into Starship Troopers Extermination, and a great success for the studio and such. Yeah, and then this opportunity arose that going to this more a different, more of not necessarily a different direction with the development of Squad, but that in a little bit too, but more of kind of trying to support Squad from a studio level to really grow the game and bring it to new players, also support and really kind of look at what we need with our current community in mind, and how do we start kind of getting back to our roots when it comes to community development. So that kind of really excited me to come over to Squad and lead the charge with such a fantastic team.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big change, for us on the Squad team who have been here for however long. We had roadmaps that included new factions, new maps. We were looking, I remember, the big thing for me whenever I joined was our push towards Unreal Engine 5. Yeah. And I think we can all agree, and everyone in the community and everything knows that kind of really it made us take a bit of a hit.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're upgrading a game that kind of was, running really good for the Unreal Engine version that it was on, but really limited where we could take Squad.
Yeah.
Could really limited how we grow Squad and continually add new compelling features, new systems, new tech. And going to Unreal 5 was something that was inevitable if we want to continue to grow Squad and do the things we want to do in it, whether it's introducing new lighting, new types of time of day, new light, new maybe possibly weather systems in the future, but also new rendering tech and new abilities with our UI and stuff like that. So Unreal 5 was a gigantic leap forward for the game, and it gives it a new lease on life, to be honest with you. The game has been in development for 10 years, 5 years officially out of early access. Well, we want to live for another decade in order for that, for Squad to continually, be improved upon and given new features for our community. That was an easy choice for the studio to make.
Yeah,
to go.
Yeah, it was. It was the choice that
100%.
It wasn't something
It's been rocky though, and it's been rough. We completely own that. But what I love about the road to 9.0 was the studio and the team done everything it could to test early and often, and try to put the best version out at that time so that we could really pivot into, hey, okay, what's next? What's the next thing we can do now with this engine? And, getting content and back to that cadence of, not having content drugs, not having bug fixing and quality of life drugs, being able to get back into that cadence.
Yeah, and I think that's something that has been missing from what the Squad community in general have been asking for the last year or so, is that because we've been doing this engine upgrade, it's almost like you have to hold the status quo of the bugs and issues and so on, because if you try to fix all of those at the same time as move to a new engine, you could be creating more and new problems. Yeah. So what you're saying, and kind of come back to what's happening with Squad in the future, it's my understanding that we're trying to bring ourselves back into what core Squad is and try and refine what it is that the community want from the game, when we had some of our best numbers. I mean, even in recent, in the last 2 years, I think it was 8.2 or 8.3 that we released, that we had some of our biggest numbers. We had 38,000 peak players, which was crazy for us.
Yeah, it's unbelievably successful.
But the reason for that was because we did a really big patch at that time that changed a lot of core mechanics inside of Squad. It wasn't so much about us adding new features and new maps and new factions, but it was a core change. My understanding is that we've got teams spinning up inside of Squad now. We have our community development team.
Yes, exactly. So what we've done is we've taken a good look at Squad and how we've been building the game, right? What we've been focusing on, and it really came to it was a quick conclusion after we looked at everything and looked at the community, and started really taking a look at what we want to do with Squad. We said, we got to work a little bit differently here. We want to incorporate back in community into our development strategy. So we're in the process of shifting out of our traditional development systems we have here at Squad and going into more foundational groups and more of a hybrid feature base. And I won't bore you with all that kind of detail, but really what it says is we want to be community focused in everything we do. We want to be modding focused. We want to bring quality of life, bug fixing features to the game that our community has been asking for, community wants, and community deserves, but also looking at it as how do we grow that community? Yeah. How do we make our game more accessible for any person who enjoys military games, whether it's sim-like games, first-person shooter games, popcorn shooting games, whatever. What can we get? How do we get them into our game to continue to grow our community? And it's not always by investing in a brand new map or a new faction. We've got so many maps in our game, so many factions. We've got quite a few game modes. And it's time that we look at everything we have, look at what the community is telling us about the game that we've given to them, right? Once we design something, the community take it, and we need to be listening a lot more to how they play the game. And I talk to the team about, there's two things from a very high level I look at from Squad is, with our player in mind, is how do they play Squad? What can we do to enhance how they play Squad? Mm-hmm. And then how do we enhance what they do and what they play in Squad? Because how they play in Squad comes down to, gunplay, driving vehicles, squad play, all those types of things, and all the bugs and quality of life around it. And then, that's how they play. And we got to really shore up all those systems. And then it's about what they play when they're in the game. Right. Whether it's random AS, invasion, things like that. Are they living up to what we want them to live up?
Yeah.
And it might not necessarily be introducing another mode when we have multiple modes that need a little bit more love in it.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we have a pretty core group of players in squad in the community that would love to see Insurgency come back with a being able to be played, because at the moment it's just not really able to be played.
Yeah, and that's a shame, right? Because a lot of love and attention went into developing everything squad over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But we've not really gone back and say, okay, you know what? We got some really good bones here. How do we build that foundation up? So a big part of what we're doing with the restructuring of squad and from the development side is really setting ourselves up to be able to efficiently work towards some of those community wish list, community goals, but also do it in a way that we're not locked into a certain thing. Like, oh yeah, every year you're guaranteed a new map and a new faction. It's like, hey, how about we focus on what the community wants to focus on, but also trying to serve bringing in new players to grow the community, because we want squad to last for 10 plus years, right? And we talked a little bit about that with the engine upgrade, right? That was important. It did, unfortunately, when you upgrade engines, it does set you back. It sets you back a little bit, right? But once you get your momentum back, it really can prove to be quite effective. So one of the first thing we did was the community development team, right? That's a core foundational piece in our game, and that's seated by our a lead designer on it. Engineers, designers, community is in that, and so is marketing, and they're 100% on the same equal development footing as that of our tools, tech, and modding team.
I know we just said that we're trying not to look at new features, new maps, new factions, and stuff like that just yet, but Fireteam is something special. It has been kind of in its inception since literally this week last year. For anyone who doesn't know, we are currently at our company summit. It's called the Offworld Summit, where we all come together from all across the world. Anyone who lives remotely comes in. We all get to reconnect with each other, spend some time. We do dinners, we do events. Last night we had a LAN party. And then we also do an innovation jam. And that's basically allowing everyone on the team to think of things that they would maybe not have had the time to develop and put out there for any of our games. And last year, Squidders and a whole bunch of other members from the dev team came together and released this idea. They gave us a trailer and everything. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
It blew my mind, actually. I'm like, because when you think of squad, you think multiplayer only.
Yeah,
right?
50v50 team battle. Yeah,
but it sets itself up so much for this this new mode, this tight, 5-player PV experience. And for me, when I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the missing piece to really be able to introduce a new way to play squad.
Yep.
Introduce a safe place for new players who feel like they want to dip their toe into the Milsim 50v50, but feel intimidated by getting into that, getting onto a server, understanding where they fit their role, understanding if this is a community they want to be in. Fireteam offers this safe space for them.
It really does.
And after playing quite a few of the missions, the early missions, I'm like, there's magic here.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity here for someone to graduate out into a 50-50, because I always found, when I started playing squad, I was always looking at it's okay, it's a sticky experience, but what makes it sticky? And I can remember going in, and after going through many servers in which I accidentally I did intentionally get booted because I shot my own teammate.
Okay.
And didn't know that you should apologize. I do apologize now when I kill my teammates. But it was it took a little while for me to find that server and find what I call the soul of squad. That inhale before the battle begins, where you're with your team, your squad leader's giving out these instructions. You're getting you say you're a rifleman or you're a machine gunner. We want you to suppress or something. And you're getting together, you get in your vehicle, and you're going to the front lines. That, I think, is just as much of the soul of squad than it is once you're in that firefight. Because the firefight, sometimes your time of life, your time to die is really short.
That's, yeah.
If you don't get in cover or you get sniped. but I can't wait to get back to that moment where we reset as a squad. I love that. And that's for me, the soul squad, those moments, the inhale before the deep breath. But when I play fire team, I'm like getting to that, like the base of the summit, and you're there and you're having that conversation and you jump in a mission and it's just you five. That's it. Yeah. There's no other help coming. There's no other squad over the hill coming to get you.
Yeah.
Helping you out. And it's you've got a mission, whether it's to extract, you're going to go blow up a tank or whatever. It is so cool, so tight.
Yep.
You know, it could be a 20-minute run. It could be a 45-minute run. And it all plays out differently.
Yeah.
Every time you run based on the objectives and stuff. So it's really cool. And I think it just opens up so much opportunity, so much modding opportunity also.
Yeah, the modding side of things is huge for this, right?
You know, this means we're going to have better AI in our robots. It opens up actually new types of objectives that could find its way into either fire team modded missions in the future, but also 50v50. It just opens up so much, and it's so exciting. I'm so happy for the team. From a presentation that just blew the summit off, like just completely blew everybody's socks off during the summit, to like a year later, we're about to release it into like kind of our little early access for it. And it's so much fun, and it's like I can't wait for people to get in their hands.
So, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, like we've talked a lot about all of the points I wanted to kind of catch today. The future of Squad is looking pretty bright, in my opinion. We've got a really great vision of where we want things to go. There's going to be an awful lot more community interaction in terms of how we hear from everybody about what they want first.
Yeah, and I'll jump in on that. And that's something that you're already starting to see in the last few weeks. We put a really big focus on vehicles. We've got muzzle gas improvements coming real soon, right? In 10.1. We are doing a phased approach on our vehicles to make sure they are fun to drive, fun to play, and they're not frustrating. You're going to see the community development team, myself, that group out in front almost weekly. We want to be engaging with the community. We want to be listening. We want to make sure that, you know, we're living and we're walking the talk. We're living what we say.
Yeah.
We're not just saying, here's a dev blog, trust us. No. Hold us accountable at every moment. It's going to take a little bit of time before we feel that we've addressed everything. Yeah. However, we won't be waiting months and months and months to get fixes or tuning or changes out. We want to be very nimble. We want to be very efficient. We want to be very respectful of the community and what they want. We just don't want to blindly put things into the game anymore. Like I said, the thing that I always say when it comes to a game that's been released from a design perspective, from a product perspective, the moment we release a piece of content, a new feature, anything like that, it then becomes the community, and we have to respond design-wise, fix-wise, quality of life, based on how the community is and our players are using that feature, using that weapon, using that mode.
Which might be different.
It's no longer our baby. Yeah. It's no longer ours. We shouldn't make arbitrary decisions on what's good for the community. We have to listen, incorporate. Now, if it's an unreleased feature that's never been in the game, we do our best to hit what we think the community will enjoy, the player base will enjoy. But once it's out, they are equally invested in the future of that.
Yeah.
Future of that mode, whatever it is, as much as we are. And we need to be actually responding and listening and being active. So I'm saying trust us, but hold us accountable. For sure.
I think that's a great sentiment to end this off on. Thank you everyone for joining us today on this episode of Offworld Beyond. Thank you very much, PMO, for joining me.
No worries.
You were scared that this was going to be tough.
Well, I said we're going to get grilled. We should do a live one, and then we respond to the community. Those are the ones I love.
Oh yeah, we can do a live one. You and I can do a live one on Twitch someday.
Oh, Twitch.
Twitch, YouTube.
Well, you just choose Reddit and be done. Might
no,
another one again.
Our Twitch community are awesome. They're
Reddit AMA. Is that what they do? Still do? Kids do on Reddit AMAs? I think I have a Twitch account. I'm pretty sure I must have a Twitch account.
You do. Yeah. You do. I've seen it.
Okay, good. You know my password?
No.
Damn. I don't know my password either.
All right. Well, that's us signing off for the day. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.